What's up, weirdos? Welcome back to Universe of Weirdos, brought to you by the wonderful folks at the Shinra Energy Corporation. I am Jay Kraft, your host. My friends call me Cloud. I prefer if you would call me Cloud from now on. As I have said before on this show, I've been looking for a nice cult to join. I don't think the Heaven's Gate cult is for me. I don't want to be a weirdo shooting off into space and killing myself with poisoned applesauce, so I don't think that Heaven's Gate is necessarily my thing. But I heard all about this wonderful cult that worshipped a video game, so we're going to be going over that one today. Now, unfortunately, there are no initiation tapes for us to go over and react to, so we don't have anything like that. But we do have all kinds of notes. I made extensive notes about this completely strange cult that worshipped a video game. And we will get into it. It's another cult review. And I would have paid top dollar fucking cash money if there were some initiation tapes for this one, because it was so very fascinating. Now, I have talked about on the show before that I'm not a gigantic video game fan. I don't necessarily have the time to devote to playing video games, but I have mentioned that my favorite video game to play is Fallout 4 specifically. I don't necessarily play any other games like religiously that have like a big story to them. My other games that I'll play are like the WWE game if I feel like just whooping someone's ass for a little bit. Or I play the NBA 2K game because, you know, it's easy. I can bust out a quick 20-minute basketball game and then be done with the video game that I'm playing for the evening. But so Fallout's really the only one that I play that has a story, but it is not my favorite video game of all time. My favorite video game of all time would have to be Final Fantasy VII. It came out when I was in, I believe, middle school on the PlayStation 1. I remember playing it. It was like 3 or 4 discs, so I was like, holy shit, how big is this game if it's 3 to 4 discs long? And it was great. I loved the game. It had a great story, it had great characters, it had great, just the way that it progressed, it was fantastic. Now, and then I went back and like played every other Final Fantasy game before that one, and then I even played like 8, 9, and 10 when they came out. And I never really liked any of them, like not even like a fraction of how much I liked Final Fantasy VII. So I don't know. It was just never really my thing. The Final Fantasy franchise was never really my thing, but Final Fantasy VII definitely was. 7 just had a great engaging story. Like it was really good, like engaging and evolving. Like it starts off with like street level problems, and then grows into like saving the entire world. Every character's well thought out with a great like in-depth backstory to them. It's just overall a great fictional story, like regardless of its medium, even if it was just like a TV show or like a book series or something like that, it would be a great story regardless. Like the general story is like you start off as this dude Cloud with spiky blonde hair and a gigantic sword. And you start off joining these group of rebels that are like sabotaging a power reactor from this like evil energy company. Basically a kind of terrorist rebel group. And then by the end of it, you're fighting this dude who's trying to resurrect an alien god spirit and like fuse with it. And he's summoning a meteor to destroy the world. And it's just like, damn, dude. So, you know, you had these groups of characters, like the main group of characters were really good. You had Cloud, who was this ex-soldier dude who was like now a mercenary trying to fight against the people that he used to fight with. And the bad guy was Sephiroth. He was this weird emo-looking anime motherfucker with white hair and a gigantically long sword. I mean, I don't really need to go too in-depth into the story of what Final Fantasy VII actually was for you to appreciate the story that I'm about to tell. So if you don't know anything about Final Fantasy VII, stick with us. You're still going to have a good time hearing this. But it did create a pretty intense and borderline obsessive fan base, right? Like I had a friend, Austin, who was like overly into the game in like a way that would make me think like, relax, bro. Like, let's calm down here. I like the video game too, but what do you think a city that you would be from? Like if you had to grow up in Midgar, what plate would you have wanted to live on? And it's like, Jesus Christ, dude. Let's just calm down. I like the game too, but we can't live in it. So maybe let's just dial it back a little bit, you weirdo. But I am no longer a video game guy. But when they announced like a Final Fantasy VII remake for like newer generation systems, I was pretty excited about it. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was the first time that I actually remember being like, day one midnight release, that shit is mine. I am absolutely pre-ordering it. I'm downloading it on my shit the second that it comes out, and I'm playing the fuck out of it. I played the first part, waited forever for the second part, and I'm still waiting for the conclusion of that trilogy of the Final Fantasy VII remake, where as of the recording of this episode, it is not released yet, the third part, but it is announced for spring of 2027, so hopefully they don't push that shit back. The original PlayStation version of the game was released in January of 1997. So yeah, I was middle school. I was around 12 years old when it came out. So, the internet was not the same place then as it is now. So, there was like no Reddit. No one used hashtags. You had to really seek out the people to talk to about your nerd obsession. You had to find like a message board for it and shit, right? So this brings us to an online message board that I just mentioned. The original Reddit. Like if you wanted to talk to people about your niche interest, you had to hope there was an online message board about it. I used to lurk on a few of these back in the day. Some like music ones, a couple of bands that I like would have their own message boards. I'd lurk on there a little bit. RonandFez.net. I used to post on there. Well, I didn't post on there really. I lurked. Frunkus2. I also was on that message board a while back. A dude who we will name in a moment discovered a Final Fantasy VII message board to talk to a fellow Final Fantasy VII fan about his favorite video game, and found a decent community on there. Something I could have seen myself doing, like if I really wanted to talk so much about Final Fantasy VII with people, because like I said, I used to do it with the radio shows that I liked. I used to do it with the music that I liked. I believe there was a Highlander message board that I went on every now and then when I was like, what's up with this new movie? When the fuck's it coming out? So this message board dweller started communicating with a woman named Jen Cornette. Jennifer, as Jen Cornette, not to be confused with Jim Cornette, the absolute legendary pro wrestling manager, who I have a feeling if I keep saying Jen Cornette in this episode, a few Jim Cornettes might slip out, because I love that guy. He's hilarious. Jen was apparently huge into role-playing, and not just in video games. She would pretend to be characters she liked just casually in her everyday life. Like, this woman's been a vampire before, someone from Babylon 5. She was Dexter, I think, or at least someone from Dexter. I don't know. She seemed to be much more comfortable being fictional characters than her factual self. So this is the kind of person that we're dealing with. And Jen Cornette established an online relationship with this Final Fantasy VII fan through role-playing. Like, she was like, I'm Genova from the video game. Essentially, Genova in the video game is like this alien god, like, type of character. Basically, the ultimate power, she's like mother god. And this message board guy was now Zach. Zach in the game was, the guy. So she was like, you're going to be this guy from the game. Now, Zach and Genova started to become real close internet buddies. So much so that Jen started manipulating old Zach here, like, hey, let's sell you some bullshit real quick. You seem to like me a lot, so time to start washing that old brain, buddy. She convinced him that a thing called soul bonding was real. Apparently, a real person can connect so much with a fictional character that they then start to actually become that character. That's the idea behind soul bonding. Now, as a person who has created fictional characters before, this is such a weird and borderline offensive, nonsensical belief. Like, I've written comic books and stuff, and like I've created characters from scripts that I've written and shit. If somebody were to come to me and say, "Hey, I am your character," I would be like, "No, no, the fuck you're not. That character was based on my friend over here. If anything, that guy that I talk to on a regular basis is this character, and also this character shoots fire. You can't do that, so you're full of shit." So now that it's established that she is the actual Genova and this dude is the actual Zach, right? It's time to move on to phase 2. Like, I've successfully manipulated you, and now it's time to use you for stuff, right? So it's time to move on now. Brain is washed. Time to start filling it with my nonsense and convincing you to do some shit. So Jen convinced Zach to come and live with her and her live-in boyfriend, Hojo, from the game. Now, Hojo, that's a weird one because he's some sort of like evil scientist type character. Not Cloud, not Sephiroth, not even Vincent, even though I'm into vampires and that was a vampire character. Nah, I'm dating a fucking minor bad guy character from the game. An evil scientist that I'm pretty sure is a very easy boss battle at some point in the fucking game. It's very strange, so I don't know why she decided to date Hojo. So Zach moved into the house. It was insanely messy, super cluttered, and the hygiene of the whole living situation left a lot to be desired. Basically, this place smells like shit. We all know the people that live in fucking awful, shitty squalor like that. And you're like, dude, I know you don't notice it because you've gone nose blind to it, but your house just smells dirty. It's fucking disgusting. So apparently Genova and Hojo just role played all day. Like, basically, they never left character, ever. They were always Hojo and Genova, constantly pretending to be fictional characters and seemingly convinced that they can do actual magic, like they're pretending to do. So that's, to me, is really weird. Like, they try to tell Zach, like, hey, we can actually do magic, so fucking get used to that shit. Now that Zach is convinced, or at least pretending to be convinced, that he was a reincarnated Final Fantasy VII character, like, now he has to perform his soldier duties, right? Because Zach is a fucking soldier and a protector. He's the epic Zach motherfucker, badass war hero, you know? He had big responsibilities in this fantasy house, like buying groceries and paying rent, like he was supposed to do in the game, I guess. What? You guys remember that level in Final Fantasy VII where Zack runs errands and pays bills? Come on, that's sci-fi as fuck, bro. Right? I've convinced you that you're a character in this fantasy game, and now I'm actually having you run my errands for me. Like, you see how these kind of cults, like, they turn on a dime. It's like, hey, this is what we're into. This is what we like. This is what brings us together. All right, so now that we're together, let me use you for something. It's every cult. It's every cult, right? So Zach eventually brought this up, right? Like, yo, I'm the only one paying bills here. What's up? Like, and she's basically, well, bro, you're Zach and I'm the mother of creation. So go get us some fucking steaks for dinner and go fuck yourself. Zach also said that no one ever took the trash out. The place only got cleaned when Jen invited over other Final Fantasy characters. Basically, fucking forcing Tifa to take the trash out as a reward for being in the presence of Genova and shit. He also claimed that Jen never showered. So basically, she was just like a disgusting, dirty bitch. She would also fight and throw fits until Hojo would buy her needless, like, as seen on TV products. Like, she would throw, like, really weird, like, tantrums because she wanted something that they couldn't afford, to the point where this Hojo dude, like, sold his own blood in order to buy her cabbage crisping cloths. Something that I've never even fucking heard of before. Cabbage crisping cloths? And you fucking made a dude sell blood in order to buy those? That's so weird. Like, where the fuck is Cloud in all of this? The hero of the fucking thing? We need the hero in this living situation, damn it. And why did no one ever flip the script on this soul bonding belief? Like, I'm Sephiroth, I'm more powerful than you, so shut up, bitch. But then again, I would assume Jin specifically targeted people that were kind of dummies. Because if you're going to believe her nonsense, you're probably a little bit of an idiot. So I would assume that, a lot of these like cult victims, sometimes I feel like, I don't know, dude, you might have brought this on yourself a little bit for being such a fucking dummy. But I would have absolutely done that. If she tried that shit on me, I'd be like, I'm Cloud, motherfucker. I'm the hero. You go buy my groceries. Cook me a steak Genova before I fucking buster sword your ass. Knocked her bitch ass out and then fucking sang the Final Fantasy VII victory song. Like, shut the fuck up how you're talking to me, bitch. Laying there on the floor bleeding. Around this time, too, some of Jin's older victims started to call her out online. Eris from the video game had a lot to say about her manipulative ways and basically called her out for being someone who just wants people to buy her shit so she doesn't have to work, which is, seems pretty obviously this woman's MO. She was being exposed online. Zach is realizing that he's role-playing as a fucking rube, and he's catching on to the con, so, he moved out and moved on with his life, went on to not be Zach anymore and be the regular guy that he always was. So Genova's whole hustle is starting to kind of crumble around her, and because of that, she decides to, move on to another fandom, Hellsing, an anime I know nothing about. But she used the same business model as her half-assed Final Fantasy cult attempt. So basically, I'm Hellsing, and you're the other character from Hellsing, and you're a minor character, and you're not as powerful as me. I'm the best one. It's really weird how she's trying to make a lifestyle off of playing pretend. So Jin ended up leaving Hojo as well, probably because she was a Hellsing character now, and she started dating someone she manipulated to believe they were also an anime character. Couldn't you just, at that point, if you're an anime character, couldn't you just look at yourself and tell that's not true? I don't have gigantic eyes and purple hair. I think I might be being lied to by this woman who says I'm an anime character. I don't know. So she moved in with another nerd and trashed the fuck out of their house, too. She was a stripper, I guess. Her roommate that owned the house is a stripper. So Jin used the shit out of her, manipulated the fuck out of her, making someone else pay her bills, buy her food, and worship her as whatever fantasy character she's pretending to be. I thought I had shitty roommates. I thought I've had some fucking doozies in my life, but this Jin lady is a fucking creepo. She invited other people to live in a house that she didn't own as well. So I think she had 5 or 6 other cartoon characters paying bills and doing chores for her and shit at some point. Hey, Mickey Mouse, stop by and fucking pick me up a steak somewhere and fucking back here, fucking Darkwing Duck's gonna cook it up for us. It's the Disney cult. Ugh. Everyone said she stopped bathing altogether at this point, and she claimed to only use essential oils because it was healthier than bathing. Yeah, healthier to rub oil on yourself than wash off all the bacteria that's grown on you. You fucking disgusting. Fucking so gross. So she and her new lover, Angel, they started beating people too. These people started catching hands from these smelly fucking nerds. How can you be in a relationship and not bathe? The other person's never going to want to touch you. Hey, you want to cuddle? No, you smell like shit. I don't want to cuddle with you. Go fucking take a shower, change your clothes. God damn. So yeah, they started beating people that were disrespectful to her. So if you disrespected Jin or whatever she's calling herself now, she's not Genova anymore. She's, I guess, Hellsing. You caught some fucking hands. She would get really mad when the fellow roommates would bond with each other and become friends. So which I find that to be weird. No, I invited you in here to worship me, not to hang out with one another. So if you guys start fucking liking each other, you're getting a fucking neck slap. So keep that in mind. No one gets to be friends. And this is where things get pretty anticlimactic. For a fun story heavily rooted in epic fantasy, it has a very boring, real world type of ending, which is actually fitting because we don't live in a fantasy despite how much this mentally ill nerd wants us to live in a fantasy. So it's more fitting that this has a boring, real world ending to it. So like the person that owned that house that she lived in basically got sick of the bullshit eventually. You're wrecking a house that I own. I'm going to have to pay to fix this shit. You smell like year-old ass. So take your materia and get the fuck out. Go fucking raise your chocobos somewhere else, you stupid whore. So Jen moved into a random roommate situation, just like kind of responded to an ad online and just started living in another house. And she tried to do this same shit in this random roommate's house, but with the TV show Hannibal. So she moved on to the Hannibal fandom. But the person that she lived with at this time and owned the house had absolutely zero tolerance to the nerd nonsense. Like he would outright mock her for her dumb shit. Like when she had friends over that she was trying to manipulate, he would like obviously laugh at her and make fun of all of the dumb shit she was trying to do. So she moved out. She went on to somewhere else and is probably still trying to do the same manipulative crap to someone else that's obsessed with a piece of fiction, but like, you know, has basically gone underground and a little bit anonymous at this point. And like, and that's the worst part about all of this is it's so online based that she can just change a username, post on a different Reddit forum, and basically blend into the internet shadows, right? Like, but if a pattern of behavior has taught us anything, I would have to assume that Jen Cornette is online somewhere trying to convince someone that they're the real fucking SpongeBob or a character from Stranger Things, or I don't know what else fucking show is. I'm Homelander from The Boys. Who are you? Like, she's on there trying to do something. She's trying to manipulate the shit out of someone else who's obsessed with a piece of fiction. That's what she's trying to do right now. I can almost guarantee it. I mean, obviously that's alleged, but I mean, this woman has a pattern of behavior. She's out there trying to convince someone that no, we all live in fucking House of the Dragon together. I'm the dragon. Which one are you? So I don't know, man. Like, what do I think about this whole thing? I almost feel like if you can get taken in by this smelly idiot, you deserve to lose your money and you deserve to be manipulated. But like at the same time, it's textbook manipulation. Build someone up, convince them that they're special and that you're even more special. Like, nah, dude, you're the shit, man. You're like Zach from that fucking video game. Zach was a bad motherfucker. You're basically just like him. And I'm just like Genova, who's way more special than Zach. But, we're both special and I'm more special. So go buy my groceries. Go buy my groceries, you toady little fuck. So yeah, come be in the presence of greatness where we all love each other. Now take care of this electric bill. The lights are about to get shut off. I don't know, man. It's fucking really, really weird. Go buy me some groceries, motherfucker. It's pretty much the cult playbook, but on a very smaller scale. And like the strangest part to me is the soul bonding thing that she would try to convince people of. You can be a fictional character. Like, no, you can't. Like, she would be like, hey, there are other alternate universes that exist out there where fictional characters are real and you can actually bond with them. And it's like, well, we don't live in that fucking universe. We live in the universe where just some dude who's kind of creative and can think of a story thought about a serial killer and named him something. And now you're going, yeah, I think I might be Dexter. Yeah, I think I'm actually like, what's weird about that is if you put enough like effort into it, right? And I've said this on the live show that I did at PopCon where I teased this episode that I was going to do of the Final Fantasy VII cult. If you were that serious in your beliefs, you could eventually figure out some sort of way to get a hold of someone that was involved in the creation of the game, right? And then you could run your beliefs by them and they could absolutely invalidate them for you. Hey, man, is there something about your characters that you may like? Could I actually be Sephiroth in another alternate dimension? And he's going to look at you and go, no, I created Sephiroth in my bedroom 3 years ago while I was a little bit high. So no, there's no way you can soul bond with a character that And they could start listing off all of his inspirations. I was inspired by this guy and this other character from this thing and this thing. He's a mashed together amalgamation of these characters. So no, he can't invade your soul and take it over and make you be that character. Like, it's these extremes that paint any group in a bad light. You know, she's like the fandom equivalent of a Nazi. Like, your beliefs are so extreme, it's easy to make someone who even kind of likes Final Fantasy VII look like a gigantic piece of fucking nerdy trash. Like, people like this would make me feel embarrassed to go, I would say my favorite video game is Final Fantasy VII. Like, hearing about people like this make people embarrassed to say that they like stuff, because it's like, dude, I like that, but you like it. Like, you like it in a weird, like, in just such a way that's cringy. Like, you're not supposed to like something like that. Like, there is no fiction out there that is worth destroying your reality over. And I truly, firmly believe that with every fiber of my being, that there is not a single piece of fiction out there that is worth ruining your real life or even potentially ruining your real life. I don't like it. I don't agree with it. And I think that this Final Fantasy VII cult might not be for me. Can I be Cloud? Because he's the baddest ass of characters. Or no, I think I identify more with the Barrett character, the big burly black dude with the gun arm. He's pretty fucking badass. I think I would want to be Barrett if I were in the Final Fantasy cult. But then again, I would, because of the way that it worked, I would have to want to be Cloud or Sephiroth. Because then you could just turn the manipulation right back onto her and go, yeah, I mean, I know that you say that you're Jenova, the mother of all creation, but I'm Sephiroth. I'm your son. I'm the baddest motherfucker that there is. So you got to treat me with some respect, Mom. I'm Sephiroth, your kid. So don't be an asshole to me. Oh my God. But yeah, that's going to be it for me, guys, for this wonderful review of the Final Fantasy VII cult. And I don't think that they're worth joining, because I don't want to just be buying some nerd lady her groceries and running errands for under the guise of, but I'm a video game character. Aren't you supposed to be Zach? Go pick up my fucking prescriptions at the CVS. No, thank you. But hey, if you guys want to reach out to me and discuss anything, you want to discuss Final Fantasy VII, you want to discuss the cults, you want to tell me any other cult that I need to be reviewing next, please let me know. You can find me on Instagram, UniverseOfWeirdos. I am on X, JCraft247. My preferred method of communication is through email, universeofweirdos@gmail.com. And if you could do me a big old favor and like, share, rate, review, give us a 5 stars, and spread the word to all of your friends that this is the podcast you need to be listening to, because I feel like word of mouth is becoming a very big positive point in growing this podcast. I got 4 subscribers from Singapore. I don't know how I would have gotten 1, but hey, that one dude that did originally told 3 of his friends, and that helped the numbers grow, and I really appreciate it. I love that I'm getting so many downloads and from so many different countries. I'm up to over 60 countries that I have listeners from, and that is awesome. Maybe we can start our own Final Fantasy cult, huh? Who's my Red 13 out there? Somebody out there want to be my Tifa? I'm Cloud, baby. And I'll be seeing you next time. In the high wind, I will be blasting off. See ya!